How's Mom?
Not too bad. She finally stopped saying, "Boys, whatever you do, don't turn out to be like your father."
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the teenage idol of the 1990s who captured the hearts of many with his role on Home Improvement, experienced a tumultuous life behind the scenes that led to his unexpected departure from the public eye. His journey, marked by personal struggles and hidden battles, changed the trajectory of his career and cast a lasting shadow over his life. In this revealing story, we delve into the untold hardships and challenges that transformed this beloved star's life, exploring why his story took such a somber turn and the reasons behind his retreat into obscurity. Thomas's early years were filled with difficulties that were not of his own making. To truly understand the hardships that shaped his career and led to his eventual withdrawal, we must look back at his childhood, where his story of struggle first began. Early life. Jonathan Taylor Thomas was born on September 8, 1981 in Pennsylvania. He was the second offspring of Claudine Galvis and Stephen Weiss, and his formative years were characterized by contentment, harmony, and reliability. Nevertheless, this serene existence underwent a significant change as the family opted to move to California. Despite being merely 4 years old, Jonathan was unable to comprehend the extensive ramifications of this relocation. Nonetheless, it quickly became apparent that this choice would profoundly impact both himself and his family. The act of moving to a new location, although offering hope for a brighter tomorrow, initiated a sequence of occurrences that would significantly transform Jonathan's life trajectory. Upon establishing themselves in their new residence in Sacramento, the family observed a distinct quality in the young Jonathan. He displayed an innate ability for mimicry and theatrical performance, effortlessly replicating individuals and captivating audiences with his unique style. Acknowledging his aptitude, his parents opted to investigate avenues within the entertainment sector, convinced that their son's charisma and skill would propel him to stardom. Their instincts were proven to be accurate. Jonathan rapidly achieved success as a child model, being featured in multiple commercials due to his charming appearance and engaging demeanor, which distinguished him from his peers. In a short amount of time, the entertainment industry started to pay attention to Jonathan, leading to him gaining acknowledgement. With every new chance, he expanded his horizons, ascending further into the realm of celebrity. However, as his popularity started to increase, the previously ideal family dynamic they had experienced began to show signs of strain. The stresses resulting from Jonathan's increasing achievements harmed the family dynamic. The previously tight-knit family unit began to display indications of stress. The challenges posed by the entertainment industry, in addition to the family's relocation to California, fostered a climate where tensions escalated. Consequently, these tensions ultimately culminated in the dissolution of Jonathan's parents' marriage. The dissolution of his parents' relationship greatly impacted a young boy who was still in the initial stages of comprehending the world. Previously serving as a source of security and stability, the family now split, forcing Jonathan to navigate the intricacies of both notoriety and familial discord simultaneously. Despite the heavy burden placed on him at such a tender age, he persevered, drawing upon his inner drive to enhance his performance and advance in his profession. However, the same passion that motivated him also posed a risk of overwhelming him. The emotional distress stemming from his parents' divorce and the escalating pressures of his developing profession started to impact Jonathan. Despite his reluctance to delve into the details of his parents' breakup, it was evident that it had left a profound emotional wound. Amidst his accomplishments in show business, the budding actor grappled with the weight of his inner turmoil. Jonathan persevered through adversity and continued to excel in the public eye, despite various challenges he encountered. His accomplishments in the modeling and advertising industries at a young age opened doors to further achievements, catapulting him to widespread recognition. As his fame increased, internal family tensions also grew. How do you think these struggles affected him and the career they helped to build? But before that, let us examine a brief history of Home Improvement and how it contributed to the early stages of his career. Behind the scenes of Home Improvement, which debuted on ABC on September 17, 1991, was inspired by the stand-up comedy of Tim Allen and became one of the most popular sitcoms of the 1990s. It achieved impressive ratings and reached the second position in the ratings during the 1993-1994 season. This success coincided with Allen achieving the #1 spot with his book, Don't Stand Too Close to a Naked Man, and film The Santa Claus in the same year. Commencing in the second season, the television series Home Improvement adopted a structural format in which each episode commenced with a cold open, showcasing the program's logo within the teaser. Subsequently, from the fourth season onwards, until its culmination in 1999, an anthropomorphized interpretation of the logo was incorporated in diverse forms of animation. The show focuses on the Taylor family, comprised of Tim Allen, his spouse Jill, Patricia Richardson, and their 3 children, Brad, Zachary Ty Bryan, Randy, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and Mark, Taryn Noah Smith. Residing in suburban Detroit, the Taylors frequently seek advice from their neighbor Wilson, Earl Hindman, when faced with challenges. Tim has a strong affinity for power tools, automobiles, and athletic activities. He passionately supports the professional sports teams based in Detroit, often displaying his allegiance to the Lions, Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers through his choice of clothing. Many storylines in which Tim is involved revolve around these teams. He is depicted as a former salesperson for the fictional Binford Tool Company, characterized by his arrogant demeanor, excessive ambition, and knack for getting into accidents due to his tendency to act like a know-it-all. Despite his sharp wit and tendency to make jokes, including at inappropriate moments, much to the chagrin of his wife, Tim is capable of being serious when the situation demands. Jill, Tim's spouse, is portrayed as affectionate and cultured, although she is not immune to making foolish decisions herself. As the series progresses, she decides to further her education by pursuing a degree in psychology. The Taylor household is depicted as lively and chaotic, with the older siblings, Brad and Randy, often teasing and harassing their much younger brother, Mark, while continuously challenging and irritating one another. This dynamic was particularly prevalent in the initial 3 seasons and was sporadically revisited after Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who portrayed Randy, departed from the show at the start of the 8th season. Throughout the final season of the series, Brad and Mark develop a closer relationship in the absence of Randy. Brad, a well-liked and physically active individual, frequently acted on impulse rather than rational thought, a characteristic that frequently led to his involvement in troublesome situations. Randy, who was 1 year his junior, assumed the role of the group's comedic relief, renowned for his quick wit, humorous remarks, and sharp tongue. While possessing more practicality than Brad, Randy was not immune to encountering difficulties. Mark initially displayed characteristics of being overly reliant on his mother, yet as the series progressed, specifically in the 7th season, he transformed into a teenage outcast who adopted a preference for dark attire. Concurrently, Brad developed an interest in automobiles akin to his father and delved into playing soccer. On the other hand, Randy decided to immerse himself in extracurricular activities, such as joining the school's drama club and later becoming a member of the school newspaper. Ultimately, he departed for Costa Rica in the 8th season. During the initial seasons, Wilson could frequently be observed positioned on the opposite end of Tim's rear fence while engaging in discussions, often providing wise counsel as Tim confronted difficulties. As the series progressed, a recurring comedic element emerged where various methods were employed to conceal Wilson's facial features from being completely visible to viewers. Additionally, as the show advanced, Wilson's complete name was disclosed to be Wilson W. Wilson Jr., Career Life. Jonathan Taylor Thomas embarked on his television journey in 1990 by assuming the character of Kevin Brady in The Bradys, a spin-off of the renowned 1970s series The Brady Bunch. At the young age of 9, he entered the realm of television, an early initiation that set the stage for a path marked by both immense popularity and formidable obstacles. In the subsequent year, Thomas made fleeting appearances in 3 installments of the Fox comedy show In Living Color. Nevertheless, his true breakthrough occurred later in 1991, when he secured the role of Randy Taylor, the middle child on ABC's immensely popular comedy, Home Improvement. Despite appearing younger, Thomas was a month older than Zachary Ty Bryan, the actor who portrayed his older brother Brad. The character of Randy Taylor brought Thomas significant fame and recognition, establishing him as a well-known figure. Thomas's depiction of Randy as clever and affable struck a chord with viewers, who embraced him as a member of their families. During the mid-1990s, Thomas found himself at the height of his professional success, embraced by adoring fans and the luxuries that come with celebrity status. Nevertheless, the reality behind the scenes starkly contrasted with the idealized image presented on screen. While Thomas's professional success continued to soar, his personal life started to crumble. His parents' relationship was disintegrating, and no amount of fame or wealth could mend it. The stress of projecting a happy facade in front of the camera while dealing with domestic chaos took a considerable toll on the young actor. Despite the turmoil in his personal life, he was required to maintain a positive demeanor and deliver performances daily. In due course, Thomas's parents separated, leaving him to navigate this challenging period predominantly on his own. Despite facing personal obstacles, Thomas persevered in his professional career. He featured in numerous movies both during and following his involvement in home improvement. Particularly noteworthy was his contribution as the voice of young Simba in Disney's renowned animated masterpiece, The Lion King, enhancing his standing within the realm of entertainment. Additionally, he took on starring roles in live-action films including Man of the House, Tom and Huck, and I'll Be Home for Christmas, further establishing himself as a prominent young actor of the 1990s. As time went by, Thomas started to become disenchanted with the Hollywood way of life. The allure and sophistication that had previously captivated him began to dim, causing him to reevaluate the trajectory he had been following since his youth. In a 1996 interview conducted by Premiere magazine, Jonathan Taylor Thomas expressed his frustrations with the entertainment industry, characterizing it as neurotic and peculiar. He displayed a remarkable level of openness, particularly considering his young age, as he discussed the sensation of being confined within a certain context. Beyond the realm of Hollywood, he appreciated the instances in which he could exist simply as Jonathan, separate from the persona of Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the performer. This level of transparency distinguished him within an environment often characterized by opulence and prestige. In contrast to many of his contemporaries who were enticed by the glitz of stardom, Thomas consciously opted to distance himself from the elite lifestyle and concentrate on his private affairs. In conclusion, in the 1990s, Thomas faced a pivotal moment in his career and personal life. Despite achieving acclaim and admiration from a wide audience, he opted to withdraw from his acting endeavors. In the peak year of 1998, he departed from his role in home improvement to prioritize his educational pursuits, a decision that caught many off guard, but underscored his commitment to leading a life aligned with his values. Thomas took the initiative to enroll at Harvard University, where he delved into the fields of philosophy and history, before moving on to Columbia University. During his academic pursuits, Thomas occasionally found time to make television appearances. He was seen on Smallville in 2002 and 2004, and made a guest appearance on 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter in 2004. Additionally, he had a role in the high school detective series Veronica Mars, and was featured in an episode of The True Hollywood Story, centered around home improvement. Thomas's experience underscores the obstacles encountered by young performers in the entertainment industry. Despite his early accomplishments, he grappled with undisclosed personal issues. The demand to uphold a certain image while confronting inner turmoil is a weight few can comprehend completely. Nevertheless, Thomas managed these hurdles with wisdom surpassing his age, ultimately opting for a course that emphasized his health over celebrity status. What hidden struggles did Jonathan Taylor Thomas face as a child, while trying to juggle his high-profile career and personal life under the relentless scrutiny of fame? Controversies. In Hollywood, it became increasingly common to hear stories of child actors experiencing burnout and experiencing negative effects on their lives. As a result of this troubling trend, there were notable modifications made to the legal guidelines regarding child performers. These updated regulations were put in place to safeguard the well-being of these young celebrities by imposing strict restrictions on their work hours and ensuring that they received an adequate education alongside their careers. These protective measures became standard practice, serving to prevent the exploitation of many young actors by the insatiable avarice prevalent in Hollywood. Nonetheless, it is important to acknowledge that greed is an insatiable force, capable of transcending any boundaries, and consequently, even with these precautions in place, young actors were not fully shielded from the overwhelming stress and demands associated with their profession. Jonathan Taylor Thomas was among the numerous young performers who were bound by these restrictions and guidelines. Despite the assistance provided by these safeguards in enabling him to navigate the intricacies of his profession, the burden of the entertainment industry ultimately became overwhelming. The vulnerabilities in his meticulously constructed persona started to surface at an early stage. In a conversation with People magazine at the onset of Home Improvement, Thomas openly disclosed that he devoted 9.5 hours daily to working on set. This demanding timetable deprived him of any opportunity to enjoy a carefree upbringing. Thomas soon recognized that he would never experience a conventional childhood and learned to effectively manage his academic responsibilities, relationships, and acting pursuits. He frequently reflected on the daily challenge of maintaining a balance between school obligations, social interactions, and meeting the demanding standards of his performance. From a young age, he received rigorous training to deliver exceptional acts, yet the pressure to excel was gradually taking its toll on him. The strain of adhering to such a rigorous timetable started to impact Thomas's well-being. While participating in the show, he regularly experienced severe migraines, a condition that encompasses more than just intense headaches. Migraines are frequently accompanied by queasiness, visual disturbances, and an increased sensitivity to light and sound. Thomas remained unaware of his condition for a long time, as he had become so accustomed to enduring persistent stress and tension that he had no concept of what a normal physical state should entail. Despite these incapacitating symptoms, he persevered in his work, motivated by the incessant demands of the industry. Imagining the magnitude of the obstacles Thomas encountered is indeed challenging, particularly when considering the perspective of the public, who only witnessed the polished and cheerful young celebrity on their screens. Contrary to popular belief that child stars led privileged and effortless lives, the truth was vastly different. Jonathan Taylor Thomas reached the pinnacle of his fame in the 1990s, operating at an exceptional capacity, despite the overwhelming pressures of his career taking a toll on him. Thomas, much like contemporary celebrities like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, experienced being the focal point of significant media attention. The relentless paparazzi pursued him persistently, going as far as intruding on his private moments, such as invading bathrooms, solely to generate news. This continual breach of privacy was overwhelming, particularly for a juvenile actor who had not yet reached the age of 18. The intense media attention frequently centered on his personal affairs, with gossip magazines eager to fabricate a narrative of romance surrounding him. The concept of a youthful heartthrob involved in a romantic relationship proved too enticing for the media, and they were committed to capitalizing on this angle, irrespective of its accuracy. The burdens associated with upholding his public image, in conjunction with the constant invasion of his privacy, resulted in a significant amount of stress that would be challenging for most individuals to withstand, especially a teenager grappling with the challenges of adolescence under the scrutiny of the public eye. Jonathan Taylor Thomas's time as a young performer stands as a striking example of the unforgiving truths concealed within the allure and excitement of Hollywood. Despite being shielded by guidelines and backed by a supportive network, the burdens of stardom and the unyielding pressures of the entertainment sector exacted a significant toll. His narrative, akin to numerous other young celebrities, serves as a heartfelt illustration of the difficulties associated with existing beneath the spotlight, where even the most robust protective measures are incapable of completely shielding a juvenile actor from the unavoidable repercussions of maturing in the public eye. As fame's demands increased, the paparazzi's constant invasion of Thomas's privacy began to seriously affect his well-being. What challenges do you think he faced with their relentless scrutiny, especially in his romantic life? Thomas's quest for privacy amidst fame, whether by choice or not. Jonathan Taylor Thomas found himself in the public eye, with his personal life becoming a topic of interest for both fans and the media. Every interaction he had with a woman would spark speculation, leading to instant adoration from those who caught his attention. During this time, celebrity gossip was highly sought after, with tabloids quickly consuming any information about famous figures before it could be fully digested. While many celebrities embraced the attention and influence of the media, Jonathan stood apart in his attempts to steer clear of the limelight. Therefore, it begs the question, if he was not actively contributing to these rumors, how did they gain such traction? The culmination of events occurred during a significant incident in 1998, when Thomas made an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Jay Leno, recognized for his directness and skill in eliciting intriguing information, seized an opportunity to create controversy. He was adept at inciting his guests to reveal confidential information, and with Jonathan, he endeavored to do just that. Leno brought up the circulating rumors concerning Thomas's personal life, subtly alluding to inquiries about his sexual orientation. Leno inquired inquisitively whether it was accurate that Thomas was attracted to individuals of the same gender. Subsequently, he probed further by asking if Thomas was bothered by assumptions about his sexuality. Jonathan proved to be a challenging individual to understand. He faced Leno's inquiries with composure, displaying a casual demeanor, and dismissing them as inconsequential. In response to Leno's attempts to delve further, Jonathan casually attributed the rumors to the nature of Hollywood, where such gossip is common. Despite this, Leno persisted and directly questioned Jonathan regarding his sexual orientation. The subsequent events surprised the media and ultimately damaged Leno's reputation. Jonathan dismissed the question with a laugh and nonchalantly stated that he was not homosexual. Leno's expectation of a revelation was not met. Instead, he received a simple and direct response. The public reacted negatively to Leno's inquiry. Many considered it inappropriate to pose such a personal question, particularly to a teenager already facing significant pressure at a young age. The backlash was immediate, and Leno was criticized for overstepping boundaries. Nevertheless, despite the aftermath, the question persisted. Was he truly homosexual? This particular incident solidified Jonathan's view on media attention, distinguishing him from his peers who embraced fame while he sought to avoid it. Jonathan expressed his gratitude for the support he received from his fans, recognizing that it was their love and admiration that propelled him to achieve success. However, he found the constant scrutiny from both critics and paparazzi to be overwhelming. During an interview with the New York Times, he spoke about the challenges of meeting the expectations others had of him. Jonathan highlighted the difficulty of balancing his public image with his personal life, stating, "You're a part of their life, and there's a lot that is owed to them." He emphasized his belief that his work should be driven by a desire to satisfy those who contributed to his success, rather than being motivated by financial gain. During the height of his celebrity, Jonathan achieved a level of fame that cultivated an almost cult-like devotion among his followers. His supporters were not merely admirers, rather, they exhibited an obsession with him. They were willing to go to great extremes to catch a glimpse of him, occasionally journeying to distant locales where he was working on a film. Such unwavering commitment symbolized his exceptional status, yet it also presented a challenge that he found difficult to manage. Despite his affection for his fans and gratitude for their backing, their behavior compelled him to reconsider his need for personal space. Jonathan's supporters were unaware that their persistent efforts to reach him were causing him to distance himself. The individuals who greatly admired him inadvertently played a role in isolating him further. They failed to recognize that, in their endeavor to preserve a connection with him, they were inadvertently leading to his permanent detachment. His desire for privacy outweighed the constant admiration he received, and despite his wish to satisfy his fans, he required personal space to preserve his mental well-being. Jonathan Taylor Thomas's journey parallels that of contemporary celebrities such as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, as they grapple with the complexities of managing fame and personal privacy. However, unlike those who actively pursue public attention, Jonathan opted to withdraw from the spotlight and find comfort in moments of solitude away from the public eye. His narrative underscores the notion that the glamorous facade of celebrity often conceals a more somber truth, where the demands of meeting public standards can drive even the most prominent figures to seek sanctuary and seclusion. How do you think Thomas reacted to the controversy? Did he endure the situation or take an unexpected approach, unlike typical celebrities? Keep on watching to find out. Thomas steps away from fame to embrace academia. Thomas was tired of the continuous pursuit by admirers and photographers, along with the challenge of forming personal connections without subjecting them to public attention, which had pushed him to the edge of his sanity. In an attempt to escape the turmoil, he opted to go on a break, withdrawing from the entertainment sector until 2013. His 10-year retreat led to speculation that his popularity, initiated by home improvement in 1999, was merely transient rather than enduring. Yet, Thomas maintained his composure in light of the rumors. Instead of giving in to the allure of a glamorous celebrity lifestyle, Thomas opted for a more distinct course of action. Instead of idling on a couch or partaking in substance abuse, he concentrated on his academic pursuits. Thomas decided to pursue his education by enrolling at Harvard University, stepping away from the glamour of Hollywood and its potential distractions. His dedication to his studies led him to spend 2 years engrossed in academic endeavors, expanding his knowledge further at St. Andrews University in Scotland. This renowned institution happened to be the alma mater of Prince William, adding to its prestige. The commitment Thomas exhibited toward his academic pursuits caused others to speculate that he had forsaken his involvement in the entertainment industry entirely. However, staying true to the nature of actors, he opted to defy expectations. Instead of merely taking a break, his time away acted as a catalyst for personal growth, presenting a new aspect of his character. Through this period, Thomas demonstrated that he continued to embody a captivating and unpredictable persona, even when not surrounded by the flashy and ostentatious world of show business. Do you think Thomas will make a comeback in the entertainment industry? If so, what might drive his return? And do you think he will remain in the spotlight? The return and the career exit. In 2013, Jonathan Taylor Thomas ended his 15-year-long hiatus from the public eye, making a surprising re-entrance into the spotlight. His previous notable acting engagements had become a distant recollection, rendering this sudden reappearance a remarkable event that caught everyone off guard. He briefly guest-starred on the sitcom Last Man Standing, starring alongside his former Home Improvement co-star, Tim Allen. This unforeseen cameo stirred up emotional memories for many fans, eliciting tears of nostalgia. It seemed as though Thomas had managed to bridge the gap between his illustrious past and the present, reigniting the ties of past relationships. Tim Allen mentioned that Thomas's return to the acting scene happened by chance. At first, Thomas was more interested in pursuing a career in directing and had been observing the show's director, John Pasquin, to enhance his knowledge in the field. Nonetheless, Allen pointed out that Thomas's talent in acting was too impressive to overlook. Even though his original plan was to work behind the scenes, Thomas ended up back in front of the camera. Allen noted that his longtime pal displayed a noticeable change in demeanor, as he appeared more reserved and anxious on set, compared to his previous self, who was confident and eager. Supporters were excited to witness additional appearances by Thomas. They reflected on the times when they would journey for long periods just to get a brief view of him. The enthusiasm was tangible, as they were delighted to witness his comeback on television, even if it was in a restricted capacity. The possibility of observing him on screen once more, or perhaps encountering his directorial work, had them filled with excitement. However, the initial enthusiasm was quickly overshadowed by a startling disclosure from Thomas. Despite the excitement surrounding his comeback, Thomas declared that he did not intend to fully commit to either acting or directing. Back in 2011, he had explicitly stated his interest in pursuing opportunities outside of the entertainment field. This announcement was disappointing for numerous fans who had anticipated more from the formerly adored celebrity. Thomas conveyed his wish to explore various career paths not related to acting, a decision that left many supporters disillusioned and melancholic. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, age 42, is believed to possess a net worth of approximately $12 million. Nevertheless, there is a pervasive feeling of sadness present in his narrative. His previous stardom and wealth, which were once viewed as indicators of achievement, now appear to be intertwined with a sense of sorrow. The very factors that garnered him adulation and affection now also seem to have played a role in fostering a feeling of discontentment. It is a tragic twist of fate. Having previously been at the pinnacle of success, Thomas now grapples with a multifaceted reality in which the adulation of fans and the simplicity of his earlier years seem to have been traded for something more elusive. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.